Taxes that should be abolished. In my last video, I talked about the 5 types of taxes, which are taxes on what you buy, taxes on what you earn, taxes on what you own, taxes on what you do, and the general tax. So I think taxes on what you buy should be the type of tax that is kept because it is simple, it's efficient, and it's legitimate because the government does protect the buying and selling process. It makes sure that people don't get robbed. It makes sure that people don't get defrauded, and makes buying things and selling things safe and secure. Now let's move on to taxes on what you earn. I think it is legitimate because the government does protect this process. It makes sure that, like I said, it makes sure that when you're selling things, you get protected, you're selling things safely and securely, and you don't get robbed and defrauded. And it upholds the sanctity of contracts, and when people promise to pay you for things, they do pay you. So it's legitimate, but it's unnecessary because when you earn money, someone is paying you for something, whether it's products you're selling or an asset you're selling or your services that you are selling. Someone is paying you money for that. So why not just charge a tax for those payments instead of charging taxes on earning things? And I think it's also a type of tax that is inefficient because there's a lot of paperwork involved with this type of tax. And it's also places a bad disincentive on a good activity because when you earn money, you're being productive, you're being a productive person. And when you're charging a tax on productivity, that is a bad thing. It disincentivizes productivity. So I think taxes on what you earn should be abolished. I think taxes on what you own are completely evil and should be abolished because you should not have to pay money to keep the things you own, because if you have to pay money to keep the things you own, you don't really own it. And I think people are part of families, they're not atomized individuals. So when you're charging death taxes, inheritance taxes, estate taxes, you are basically taking what people own from their families, because when you own something, it's not just for you, it's also for your family, and the government shouldn't take away from that. I think taxes on what you do, like Pigouvian taxes, which are taxes on things the government thinks are bad, like making cigarettes or producing alcohol, but not bad enough to be illegal. I think that's okay because some things should be discouraged. I think it's okay. We could keep that. And I think a general tax where every tax liable person gets charged the same amount, I think that's a thing of the past. You don't really need to do that anymore when we have other tax collection systems.